Good morning, students. In session 3, I taught you about forms of government in Civics Unit 1 and what is democracy. According to Abraham Lincoln, he has stated what is democracy in a different manner. As well as we have discussed about democracy, what is meant to be according to Mahatma Gandhiji. In today's session, let me explain to you merits and demerits of democracy, which is in page number 241. On the next page number, how democracy is followed in India, and in 243, let me explain to you about elections in India. Coming to page number 241, merits and demerits of democracy. The first merit, the advantages of democracy. Responsible and accountable government. So this is a form of government, democracy form of government is a responsible form of government, as well as accountable government. Accountable in the sense it will respond to the people, respond to the public in a convenient manner. The second point, equality and fraternity. So equality in the sense, in this form of government, in democracy form of government, all the people throughout the country will be treated equally, and there will be a fraternity. Fraternity in the sense brotherhood relationship among the people. This type of government provides that. The third merit is sense of responsibility among common people. So among common people, everybody will be responsible. So under this form of government, democracy. And fourth one is local self-government. Local self-government in the sense district-wise, village-wise, they will take care of everything because they have a responsibility. And the fourth one is development and prosperity for all. So this form of government, democracy form of government, will develop the basic needs of people as well as the growth of the growth of all the people in a country. The sixth merit is popular sovereignty. Sovereignty in the sense independent. So there won't be any domination of other states or other countries in this form of government. And the seventh merit is sense of cooperation and fraternal feeling. So there will be unity among the people in this form of government. The demerits are disadvantages of democracy form of government is number one, indirect or representative nature of democracy. So since it is an indirect method, representative will take care of everything of people on behalf of people. So there will be a chance of misguiding people because of the representative. So that is the first disadvantage in this democracy form of government. The second one is lack of interest in democratic process. So there won't be any interest towards politics or towards government, and also hence lower turnout in elections. People will not come forward to vote. So that is the second demerit. The third demerit is instability in governance due to fractured mandate. So instability. So there won't be a stable government will be taken place. So that is the third demerit in this. And the fourth one is there will be delay in decision making process. So since it is a democracy form of government, there will be a delay in making a decisions to pass a law or to pass a bill or whatever it is. The second subtopic 1.2.8, democracy in India. How democracy is followed in India. How democracy form of government is followed in India. So India has a parliamentary form of democracy. So parliamentary in the sense it has two kinds of houses. One is lower house, the other one is upper house. So Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So this kind of government is followed in India. The Indian parliament comprises the elected representatives. So in this parliament, there will be elected representatives of people. People will elect. Those people will be there in the parliament, and they will make laws for the country. So they will sit together and they will discuss about the people's growth, everything, about the country's economic development, all those things, and they'll make laws for the country. The participation of people in the decision making and the consent in the sense opinion of the people or views of the people also will be taken place. The participation of people in the decision making will be there. The consent of citizens are the two important elements. So one is people can able to make decisions on this The second one is their views and their opinions also be considered as a second element of the parliamentary form of government in India. And right hand side in the same page number, India is the largest democracy country in the world. So when comparing to the other countries in the world, India is the largest democratic country in the world. Democracy in India works on 5 basic principles. So it works on 5 major principles. The first one is sovereign. Sovereign in the sense independent. It is independent. It can make decisions on their own. It is not dominant by other country, number 1. Number 2 is socialist. Socialist in the sense it is, there is a equality for all the people in the country. Secular. So it is not based on the religion. Also the fourth one is democratic. It is for the people, by the people, which is said by Abraham Lincoln, and it is republic also. In a situation like president can able to take care of the government. Next passage, every person who is a citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age can exercise the right to vote in India. So which means not less than 18 years in the sense those who are above 18 years. So 18, 19, 20 like that, those people have the right to vote in India. So every person who is a citizen of India have this right to vote in India based on the universal adult suffrage. Suffrage in the sense the writing, voting right. There is no discrimination based on a person's caste. So there is no any partiality related to caste, related to creed, no religion, region, gender partiality, nothing is there. So if he or she is 18 or 18 above, they can able to vote in all the election which is conducted by the government of India. And education when it comes to providing the right to vote. Listen to do you know part. The Parliament House in India was designed by British architects. So this form of Parliament House is designed. The plan was taken by British architect. The person name is Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker. So those are the two people. One is Edwin Lutyens, the other one is Herbert Baker. In the year 1912 and 1913, they have designed a Parliament House and they have began the construction in the year 1921 and ended in the year 1927. So actually the design was in the year 1912 and 1913. Two people came together and designed the Parliament House, and the construction work was began in the year 1921 and it was completed in the year 1927. The next subtopic 1.2.9 elections in India. How the elections are taking place in India, who is conducting the elections. The Election Commission of India is conducting the election. So 5 years one is called as general election. India has a quasi-federal government. Quasi-federal government is, so they'll keep on alliance. So different parties will come together and will face the elections with elected representatives at the federal, state and local levels. The general elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India. So all this general election 5 year once which is taking place is conducted by the Election Commission of India at the national level, to choose the Prime Minister. The President of India, so as of now the President of India is Mr. Ramnath Kovind. He appoints the Prime Minister. The President of India is appointing the Prime Minister who enjoys majority in the Lok Sabha. So he is a major person in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Parliament of India. So Lok Sabha is called as the lower house of the Parliament of India. So you can see in this table, do you know part, the houses of Parliament is divided into two categories. On the left hand side, Lok Sabha, which is also called as lower house or house of people. On the other hand, right hand side, Rajya Sabha, which is also called as upper house or council of states. The next paragraph, all members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected through general elections. So the members, total members of this Lok Sabha are directly elected through general elections by the people. The people will vote and they will select, which take place once in every 5 years. In India, every 5 years there will be an election which is conducted by Election Commission of India. In normal circumstances, 2 Anglo-Indian members can be nominated by the President of India to the Lok Sabha. So to this Lok Sabha, which is called as House of People, 2 2 Anglo-Indian members can be directly elected by or directly nominated by the President of India during this election.